Hello, and welcome to another episode of Commercial Real Estate Talk. Today, I'm talking to Miguel Ángel Vidal Molina from Historial in Spain. Miguel has been responsible for real estate valuations, investment analysis, and portfolio acquisitions. He's the CEO and founder of Historial, a new venture focused on providing access to off-market opportunities in Spain. Hola, Miguel. How was your skiing this weekend? Welcome to the show.
Hola, Philip. I love to join this new venture with you, or real estate talks. And the ski was so good. This is my turn. We were in Baqueira. There were very good weather, very good snow. So we have fun a lot. Yeah.
Oh, excellent. I'm also going next week, so I cannot really wait. So Miguel, please tell everyone how you got into the real estate.
Okay, so well, I think I was thinking when you tell me about it, I was thinking about it, and I realized that when I was a child, in my family they were like developers. They were like they were involved on the farms, or like fields. Like we have like a lot of fields, but they in the previous years they were in development, like real retail parks and that stuff. They stopped these ventures nowadays. But when I was a child, when all my cousins were like playing playing with them, I was like sitting them like a little boy, like hearing them speaking and that stuff. So that's why I don't know which profession was that. So I started studying architecture, and after studying architecture, I realized that the developer part or the real estate part is what I want to do. And I get in touch. I started working in CBRE in valuations. Have the rigs. I'm a rigs valuer, and after that, I get in touch on build to rent real estate fund. Later, in a bigger fund, buying office. So that's almost my life in real estate.
Which locations did you start your first business in? What cities have you been active?
Well, I've been I was living in Barcelona. But our area of we were covering all Spain. So yeah, I was based in Barcelona. Right now, I'm based in Valencia. Is my hometown, and but we make deals around all the Spain. So we are based in Barcelona, but we dealing in all Spain. Yeah.
Okay. What about this new venture? Sounds very interesting. Can you tell me a little bit? What are you focusing on at the moment?
Well, I think there are, I'm going to link it with the next question you already explained me. That it's like, I think there are a huge opportunity here in Spain because the market is still not, is still not well professionalized. Is still lack of transparency, lack of good professionals that gives to the funds and family office the right service of how to deal in real estate. Like it comes from UK, that is another kind of market, and how it performs, and how to realize that what a market could be like, more similar to what is the name, like a stock market or something like that, that it has more transparency, like more deals, like they correct right now that we are they correct earlier. So in Spain there are still pending a lot of things to do, and that's why I start this deal. I'm in a venture capital area that is Lanzadera. This is the venture capital of Juan Roch, that is the owner of Mercadona, what is the first retail branch of Spain of supermarkets, and he's from Valencia, and they are supporting like entrepreneurs like us to survive or to be to be better. Yeah.
I actually fully agree. I mean, this is one of the biggest challenges we see when it comes to request for southern parts of Europe is the transparency and easy access to information. It's always very, very limited. And what do you think? Is this just unique to the Spanish market, or is this general when it comes to certain countries that where a lot of family-owned properties and they just don't want to release any information and they're very hesitant to share data before they can clearly identify the client? And how would you describe this challenge that the foreigners have?
Well, this is one of the key things here in the market that they have to improve. That there are a lot of families that are owners of the bricks and mortar. So there are still a huge change of hands. I don't know if this means something, but it's like there are a lot of families that owns the real estate that could be transacted to the funds, like international funds, and it is still pending this level of professionality that it will came in the next 10 years. So I think that there is an opportunity to right now do the things better here in the south of Europe. And I don't know how perform well. I don't know how perform in the north of Europe, like where you are. But here it's still pending. You still have to have someone in place that you can trust to make the deals, because they can translate between families and the investors. So yeah, huge challenge.
So you're acting as a sort of this bridge between the sort of family-owned assets and then the international institutional funds, and you are packaging the data on behalf of the owners so that they can have a wider access to institutional grade investors. Otherwise, it's quite challenging. Yeah,
it's quite challenging, and because it's a kind of difference in languages. So when a formal investor tries to get one of these deals, they don't speak the same languages, because there are like not languages in English. They already know English. The problem is like how you translate like old school deals to like structural deals, or like how the real estate proceed in commercial real estate. So, Philip, you know that we are dealing with this.
Well, yeah, what we have seen is that sometimes the owners are trying to dictate the way the process should go, and then you have on the other side maybe a corporate structure, whether it's medium or small even, that is completely used to doing their own way, and trying to put them together is that's why we need you.
Yeah, so this is the kind of flexibility that a position of consultancy of the services that have to be in place, because this flexibility is a challenge to explain what is the position and why is happening the things, because at the end of the day there are plenty ways of getting money. The problem is how to solve the difference between them, and the people who is in the deal is who is going to make this deal happen. And when you deal, when I was a former investment manager on Imocaixa, what is one of the biggest banks here, and you always know how is going to be the deal when you speak with the other part and you know the feeling of the other part. So this is important. The important in a deal is how you. It's like a tempo. It's like music. So you have the tempo or how you play it. It's important. So this is.
But I can tell you that the Spanish are a little bit emotional as well sometimes when it comes to negotiations.
Yeah.
That's good. But tell me, Miguel, what's happening in the Spanish market? So what is your current view, and what's your vision for this year? What are the yields doing, and where is the focus going?
Yeah, I think this depend on the neighborhood you are. It means if you are in office in office, you know that there are it all depends on the asset class you are dealing with, because retail units, retail parks, retail only units are maintaining these yields. Well, we'll see with Christine Lagarde new announcements next weeks, but it depends on all that. We know it. The financing, it's getting hard, but it's still huge interesting in real estate here in Spain. The yields are becoming higher, not in retail parks. Office buildings are getting in higher rents, but it maintaining the prime yields. It's like getting separated from the financing. We are dealing with office buildings in Barcelona or Madrid, in Madrid inside of M30, that is like the first ring. They are maintaining yields, and they said the investors are telling us that they will get the bank loans later. But if you are in the periphery of Madrid, the things are getting harder, because the tenants want to be more in the cities. So my bet is that the cities will perform quite good then it remains all the interest for investors. And in other part, in logistics, logistics has yields so compressed here in Spain because of low rents that we have right now. And for the last 6 months on real estate plots of logistics, to get stopped, there were no much deals. But we are getting interest right now again, because the rents are hiking so fast here in Valencia, where we are based. The rents are getting like 10, 20, 20%, 12% upsides in 6 months, because there are no vacancy space here, and in Valencia is the fourth port in Europe. So you can imagine all the incoming like, what is the name, like groceries, or what is the name? I don't know the name in English. How can I say, like import mercancies?
Yeah, products and
products. We can cut later this.
we are not cutting anything. You are lying. But what is your view for this year? After this interest rates going up, we have an ongoing war, and what is your view for 2023?
Well, as I was saying, I think there are coming new deals, because there are a bit because it's changing the market right now. There was a owner market 6 months ago. Right now, it's getting more like buyers market because they will have more opportunities to deal, and I think it will become a very good year because right now is when the investors could manage and make money. This is my opinion.
Okay. Now we have worked on a couple of projects, so we already know some of the challenges. But maybe you can give us sort of a brief explanation. So if you have the foreign investors that are looking to invest in Spain, what is the fastest way, or what is the procedure before you can start to acquire, like in terms of getting the tax ID, setting up the company? How would you summarize this? If I'm coming to purchase, I'm ready to purchase. What are the steps that I need today, which are specific to the Spanish market, before we can start the transaction?
Well, I recommend because it's not. I recommend to establish the structure before, because it's not expensive. Maybe you can have it with a good lawyer. You can have the structure done in a couple of thousand euros, like 5,000 euros, something like that. And it take time, and investors doesn't understand when they want to purchase that they have to make all the procedure. But once they have it, this structure, they could be faster. So I recommend you and me, we are dealing with this legal stuff and ID taxes and legal structures for clients. It's getting messy when you don't understand it, but later when you hire good lawyers that know how to proceed on all that things, it could be very fast.
So basically, anybody that wants to do business there has to first apply to get a personal tax ID number, yeah? And then once you have that personal ID number, which can take, I don't know, up to 2 weeks, it goes through the police background check, etc. And then you set up a company. That company also has to have a tax ID, and then you become legitimate so that you can enter into contracts, yeah?
Usually, an owner of a company in Spain have to be someone that has to be registered in Spain. You don't have to be a Spanish guy, but you have to be an ID here. And this is a process that it's almost free. You go to pay like, I don't know, 40, 50 euros, I don't know. And you get an ID card registered in Spain in order to go to the notary and make the purchase of an SPV, because all lawyers in Spain already has SPV ready to make purchase. So once you have this ID done or get it, you are always able to make the purchase of the SPV in one day and later make the purchase. So this is the key thing. The key thing is get registered here in Spain as individual, or the board director, or wherever it's the I'll get lost.
Yeah, well, it's that registration process where you have to have an ID if you're a director of that Spanish company, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe one more thing. Maybe you can remember some crazy deal or some interesting deal that you had to work on really hard that you managed to close. What were the challenges? What did you have to overcome?
Well, there was when this is a deal that we were dealing. We were making a purchase. I was like the investment manager in a fund, as I told you, and we were buying an office building that was on a sell and leaseback office building in Madrid. That is 65 million. It was a very good deal, but and in a very good deal because it was in inside the M30 Madrid in the well-performing area and a very high yield because we have to deal with the family. They were a family that all family offices has their own levels, and that's why we get those price, because we know how to deal with them. We realize which is their real structure inside of this family office, and once we have it clear, we will be able to manage it between lines and get this deal done. And that was very complicated. And it was in the news, this deal. So I think it was a huge challenge because we have to have had a lot of flexibility in order to get those prices. It's like a value add deal in the value add is not only to make to make this kind of construction of the stuff. There are value add that is like management stuff. Yeah. So this is what
so without the local knowledge and without the understanding, it's probably not going to be possible for foreign group to close this deal.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Miguel, for joining us, for sharing your story, and I look forward to closing some deals with you this year. And to all the listeners, what I recommend is sign up to Consorto.com, put your wanteds up, anything you're looking for in Spain, and Miguel will get an alert, and he will try to source the off-market deals for you. So thanks, everyone, and see you in the next episode. Thanks, Miguel.
Okay, thanks, Philip. Bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.